the iPhone 14 Pro. Do I think you should get it? It's been a minute, so let's roll the intro so everyone remembers what's going on. So I've had the iPhone 14 for a few weeks now, and I've got to use it in different cities, different states. I've got to use it for some photos. I've got to use it on an event, and I honestly think that this is a phone that you should really think about getting. Everyone is kind of talking about it looks the same as the 13. Yes, it does. But do not try to buy a 13 case and put it on this phone because the cameras are massive. They did have a big camera bump upgrade, which is why I kind of was interested in it. Obviously doing photo and video, I thought, hey, it might help with being like a second backup, anything like that, sticking it on something and having it record while I did some BTS or anything like that. I thought it might help. This is a phenomenal camera upgrade. This is one of the first upgrades they've done to the cameras on the iPhone in a very long time. I think it looks super crisp, super clean. I've compared it with other photos and other photos taking the same thing. Can you tell? Yes. Can you tell if they weren't side by side? Probably not. I am coming from an iPhone 11, so switching from an 11 to a 14 was a huge jump. I had the 11 Pro, but I wanted the square sides of this so bad. I love the square phone. I love the glass all the way around. It looks super, super clean, feels super nice to hold, and I just love the way that this design looks. I don't think Apple will move away from the square design for a very long time because everybody seems to love it a whole lot more than the rounded edges. The big talk is the dynamic island that everybody has been seeing blow up on their thing. Everybody's talking about the dynamic island. In fact, there's not a notch. The fact that it's just floating in space. Yes, it is dynamic. You can touch it. It moves. It does different things. It does different animations. The only time you kind of can tell that it is weird is when it's like directly in sunlight and you can see the actual speaker and camera, and it's not just like a black space on your lock screen or on your home screen. If you're looking at your phone in direct sunlight anyway, you're probably going to see weird things on your screen. So it doesn't really matter. I don't think that should dictate whether or not you don't like the dynamic island. But this is the first time someone has done something with the actual notch, brought it down, and made it into something that you can use every day and it not just be something that gets in the way of your videos. I have watched a lot of YouTube on here. I've watched a lot of videos. I've shot a lot of things and to see if the actual notch got on my nerves while watching. And it really doesn't. It's no different than having a notch. It has a super big touch radius because there's nothing really around it. So they made it pretty well to, if you're going up to touch it, it's very hard to not touch where you need to. Touch and hold, it's super easy. You're really not going to miss it. I like it. I'm a huge fan of the dynamic island. I think it needs to stay. So a big thing people were worried about is switching from 13 to 14. Do I think you should switch from 13 to 14? It's kind of based on what you want. I don't think there's anything inside of this phone that is worth getting rid of the 13 to get this. I think if you want a new phone, sure. But if you're looking for something that's like mind-blowing and crazy and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to switch because of this, I don't really think so. Do I love the dynamic island? Yes. Do I think you should switch phones because of that dynamic island? No. I think it's really cool and a cool feature to have, but not anything that's like, oh my gosh, I need it. Really, all the other cool stuff that comes in the 14 is from iOS 16, which you're going to get on almost all the other iPhones. Another thing, people worried about all of the eSIM stuff. I really kind of had trouble setting it up, and I'm pretty tech savvy, so it was kind of tough. So make sure you do it over Wi-Fi. That's really the only thing, and I haven't had a single issue since then, nor do I think I will ever have an issue. Literally everything is done over iCloud and iStorage stuff, so there's no real need. Just back up your phone. It's not that hard. Don't complain. Just don't. And obviously MagSafe. This is a MagSafe phone. There's a bunch of MagSafe tech and products out there that has already been made. Be careful what you get as far as MagSafe stuff with the new phones. I have noticed that a lot of the things that were MagSafe compatible for the old phones are not compatible with this because of the big cameras bump now. It is a lot bigger, so things that used to go up higher do not allow that anymore, so it's a little tough. You have to just be careful. I've had to go through and like unbox things and stick them to it and see if it fits, basically. before I bought it. So just be wary of that. Obviously the stuff that Apple makes is gonna fit the phone, but if you're using third-party stuff like most of us do, just make sure that it does fit the 14 and not just a 6.1 or 6.7 inch screen. You're welcome in advance. So to wrap it up, yes, I do think that this is a phenomenal phone. I think if you're looking for a phone and you need one, definitely choose this. I do not think, nor am I telling you to go out and get this if you do not need it. I'm just saying that from my view, I needed a new phone, and this is a perfect phone to upgrade to. It looks nice, runs nice, everything. Just a really good phone overall. I mean, we all know Apple doesn't make really bad tech. Everything that comes out nowadays is going to be good no matter what you buy. It just depends on what you need and what your preference is. Do I think you should get the iPhone? Yes, but that's just me. You don't have to listen to me. That is it for this video. Thank you. Please make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, everything. You know what to do. Peace, and I'll see you in the next one.